Mark Schlabach has been covering developments in this story since its inception. Mark, what's the next step towards this disciplinary hearing for Jameis Winston?
Well, Jade, as you mentioned, David Cornwell struck one of the three judges on Friday. John Clune, the woman's attorney, who's in Boulder, Colorado, also told me on Friday that his side has struck one of the three judges. So if neither attorney would tell me which one they struck. So if both of them eliminated the same judge, then a Florida state official will step in and choose one of the remaining two to hear this case. They're still waiting to have an information meeting with Winston in which he'll be explained his rights and the process for how this hearing is going to move forward. Cornwell told me he still has some concerns about the hearing procedures and regulations. You know, he's concerned about whether or not he'll be able to speak on Winston's behalf. In a typical hearing, he isn't, and also what the evidence rules will be in this case. But once all those things are hammered out, the university has to give Winston 5 days notice of when the hearing is scheduled.
Do we have any idea of when it could happen, Mark?
We don't. I think it really depends on how much each side haggles with the university over the procedures. I don't think David Cornwell is going to put his client in front of a judge, a former Supreme Court State Chief Justice, if he doesn't get what he wants in terms of due process. I think that Mr. Clune, the woman's attorney, also has some concerns. I know that their side was disappointed that there wasn't a woman former judge up for consideration and to hear this case. So I think a lot to be worked out. I think it could happen in the next couple of weeks. I think it could happen in the next several months. I still think there's a chance it might not happen at all.
All right, so lots of questions remaining there. And of course, those moves on Friday came on the heels of Jameis Winston coming up in another story, this one involving autographs and his signature and possibly money being paid. Florida State Athletic Director Stan Wilcox issued a statement yesterday saying, "At this time, we have no information indicating that he accepted payment for items reported to bear his signature, thereby comprising his athletics eligibility. The fact that items appear on an internet site bearing the signature of a student athlete does not singularly determine a violation of NCAA rules. We have kept both the conference office and the NCAA apprised of our efforts on this matter." Mark, what's the latest on this particular instance with Jameis Winston?
Florida State found out about the autographs a week ago and asked Winston after the victory at Syracuse whether or not he took money to sign the items that are appearing on the internet. You know, to what extent Florida State investigated this over the past week, I'm not sure. But as Stan Wilcox said, they found no evidence or no proof that he took money, and you know, for them at this point, without any evidence, that's good enough to leave him on the football field. I would hope that it's an ongoing investigation. I would hope that Florida State would continue to look into it, because it looks like a signing and it smells like a signing. But again, without proof of money changing hands, there's really no reason for Florida State to sit him down.